race is not a conduit for communication, right? You see, that song is actually communication, right? And communicating to white people, black people, Hispanics, Asians. So what you find out, and what we have to understand, is that we are individuals. We do not think or communicate as groups. We are individuals when we communicate to other people, and that means individuals within separate groups can have as much in common or even more in common with individuals in other groups. A white guy can have more in common with a black guy, right? That's what this is really about. So when you look at that, this is like, to me, it's sad because it tells me what we could have had for the longest time if we didn't have this grotesque, monstrous thing called the media. There are all these major themes in life, and pigment doesn't change our shared aspirations for these themes. Fortunately, the media does.
Yeah. Jess, why do you think that these media representatives that Greg talks about, why can't they embrace this song? What is negative in this song?
Well, in particular, this line jumped out at me, and I didn't read anything about it first. This is the first time that I've discussed it. I was like, I'm just going to listen to the song. So there was one thing that stuck out to me in a really positive way, and one thing that was more negative. And then when I read the criticism, I saw it. So this line, Lord, we got folks in the street and got nothing to eat, and the obese milking welfare. So obviously it's picking on fat people. That's the fat-phobic criticism. But it is using this classic welfare queen trope that goes back to the 90s. And I don't think it's racially charged. There are people of all races that are on welfare. A lot of them are heavy, and we all know that. That felt cruel to me. But the thing that stuck out in the positive direction, and why I imagine that there was so much emotional reaction to this, was the line about how long your hours are and how hard you're working for the BS pay. He obviously used the expletive there. And it made me think back to the time when we had Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump talking about the same things in the 2016 primary. And they were tapping into this economic populism argument that was really resonating with far lefties and people on the right side of the spectrum. And it was this idea that the deck is permanently stacked against you. It doesn't matter what you do. You can work 24 hours a day, but your check will always be garbage. And you will never be able to get out of this system that doesn't want you to succeed. And so I thought that was the main thrust of why it's resonating with so many people, I assume across a political spectrum as well. But I do think this felt far less polarizing to me than, for instance, the Jason Aldean song that we were talking about just, a month and a half ago or whatever it is, about the small town and, try it here, with the images of what was going on in the summer of BLM. This had a lot of real working class vibe, and I get it, but I don't like the welfare queen stuff.
Yeah, but that's his feelings. But he's an artist, and he can say what he wants to say.
I'm not trying to restrict it.
He's speaking from his own experience.
I get why that's offensive.
And what he sees as a problem in the country. Obviously, a lot of people, relate to what he's seeing. And he has every right to express himself in his music, however he wants, and if people want to jump on him for it. But I think obviously there's a huge obesity problem in the country.
Yeah, but all these people aren't on welfare and they're not stealing from the system.
It's deeply unhealthy, and everybody knows it. So, I see him calling it out as he sees it as an artist. So, but it's fascinating to watch the reaction to this. One song can get so many people talking and thinking.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.